welcome back. Hopefully you guys already looked at the last video where I gave you guys instructions on pulling your natal chart. Now I'm about to go right into this transit of Mars and Gemini that we are in right now, and we are going to be in until the end of April 23rd to be exact. Now this transit is so important because Mars has been dealing with some really difficult energy all through 2020 and really starting into the beginning of 2021 through the first 2 months, January and February. And now Mars is in Gemini. This is a energy of movement, forward movement. We can finally move forward, and it's so exciting. I'm super excited to be able to finally move forward because the planets, you know, they kind of just put us on hold in January, and especially in February. They froze us for real, especially if you were in the southern states like Arkansas and Tennessee. They got that really bad snowstorm in February, and it really just made everybody sit down, you know. So the energy's lightening up, the weather's warming up. So yes, we're about to start moving and shaking, and I'm going to tell you guys how to use this energy to benefit you all. So first I'm going to get into what the energy is like and what we can expect, and then I'm going to break down how this is going to be affecting each sign, where it's going to be, where this transit is going to be hitting you, and versus what house Mars rules for your sign. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. And also another tidbit, I know I stated it in the other video, but this is Western Tropical Astrology. I am a Western Tropical Astrologer, and I use the whole house system in regards to giving you guys this information. So let's go ahead and get started. So before we even get into this Mars and Gemini transit, which has already started, it started on March 3rd. Let's back up and go back to when Mars was in Taurus. Before it was in Gemini, Mars was in Taurus. And Mars did not like being in Taurus. The reason why Mars didn't like being in Taurus is because Mars is a cardinal fire sign. Mars rules the first house and deals with the first house energy. It deals with that Aries energy. So Mars is the planet of initiation and getting stuff done. Mars is the planet that is the innovator and is courageous. It'll fight for what it believes in. It's the planet of self-confidence, you know, self-glory. It's really the planet also of entrepreneurship, and it's the planet that rules your ego. And when Mars is in Taurus, Taurus is a fixed sign. So we have cardinal fire energy in the sign of a fixed earth sign. So in Taurus, you know, Taurus is like, I'll move when I feel like moving. I'll do what works for me. What value is it of me to do this? How is this going to benefit me? You know, so when Mars was in Taurus, it was kind of like we felt built up. We may have been feeling frustrated because we were trying to move forward, but things were moving very slowly because when we were trying to move forward and things weren't going the way that we wanted them to go, it was because we needed to change our approach to things. We had to change our values in order to get in alignment with the approach that would work best for us. And then we had Mercury in retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. We had the Sun in Aquarius. We had Venus in Aquarius. We had all of these planets in Aquarius, and all of the planets that were in Aquarius were squaring all of the planets that were in Taurus. So Mars was in Taurus, Uranus was in Taurus and Black Moon Lilith was in Taurus. So it was just a very difficult, very heavy, frustrated energy. So I know a lot of people were frustrated in January and February. But now Mars has moved into the sign of Gemini. So we're going to feel a much lighter, much easier type of energy this March and most of this April, because Gemini is ruled by Mercury. And if you know Mercury is a pretty fast moving planet. You know, Mercury and Aries, that's compatible energy. So Mars is excited to be in the sign, Mars is excited to be in the sign of a mover and a shaker and somebody who's trying to get stuff done. So like I was saying, Gemini brings that eager energy. It rules the third house. So it's eager to communicate and it's eager to understand. So during this time period, we are going to be eager to understand what's going on. We're going to be eager to pass information, to exchange information. And with Mars in that sign, we're also going to be eager to defend what we believe in and defend what we think is right, because Mercury also is the planet that rules the mind as well. It rules a portion of the mind, but it rules a portion of the mind that deals with your learning. So what you learn is what you believe. It kind of ties into your philosophy. So with Mars behind it, that's going to be an energy where it's like, I believe what I believe and I'm going to defend what I believe. But it's also a kind of open-minded energy as well. So it's like, I believe what I believe, you know, and I'm open to listening to what you have to say, without judgment, without it necessarily being too polarized, and without having that moral type of quarrel that a lot of people have when they have a lot of fixed energy. We're moving into that mutable energy. So that mutable energy is very adaptable. So yes, I'm loving this energy already. Now, another side effect to this energy, and it's something that I'm definitely feeling, is your mind moving a lot faster. During this transit, your mind may be moving 15 million miles a minute, because you have the Mars cardinal fire energy in the planet or in the sign of Gemini, which is ruled by the planet Mercury, which deals with the mind. So your mind may be going 50 million miles a minute. I know mine is. This would be a really good time to incorporate breathing exercises. If you start to think too fast, or your mouth starts moving too fast, if too much is going on, it's going to be imperative to have practices in place that will help you balance yourself out and really calm your mind. So yes, yoga and meditation would be really good things to start to incorporate during this time, so that way you can focus, you know, and you can really get those things done. Also, this Mars in Gemini transit is going to energize intellectual and scientific pursuits. So since we're in the mind is going, and so we're probably going to see a lot of innovation start to happen. I feel like we're probably going to see a lot of new things happening in regards to the medical community, dealing with these vaccines, dealing with advances in science. I feel like a lot of things are going to start shifting, and a lot of things are going to start changing. And because it's changing on a physical level and people are going to start seeing it, then they're going to have to start adapting to it and opening their minds to really figuring out how to incorporate these changes into their lives and make it work with them. That's one of the benefits about having Mars in a mutable sign right now. Since Mars is in a mutable sign, we're open to change. We're open to doing things different. We're open to learning. We're open to growing. It gives us that window of opportunity to really get stuff done. And then also in the month of March, there are no planets retrograde. Do you hear me? 2020 was the year of the retrograde, and we had some hefty retrogrades coming into 2021 too, especially with Mercury's retrograde in Aquarius last month. But in March, there are no retrogrades, so this is the perfect time to start moving forward in all of those educational and scientific pursuits. Also, Mercury, Gemini is the sign of creativity, and it's the sign of promotions, it's the sign of marketing. So this is a really good energy for salespeople. If you are an entrepreneur, this will be a really good time to start promoting your business. This will be a really good time to start a new marketing campaign, or this will be a really good time to start learning a new aspect to your business, to take your business to the next level. This will be a really good time to sell, because with Mars and Gemini, Mars and Gemini is a fast talker. Mars and Gemini is a quick thinker. Mars and Gemini knows what to say and how to take that action in order to move things forward. So this will be a really good month for sales as well. So yes, if you are if you're an entrepreneur, really focus on your business this month, because you can really see some major growth, and there's a lot of opportunities for forward movement and advancements in those areas this month. Yes, so business, commerce, trade, those are all great things to focus on this month, since we have that Mars energy supporting us moving forward with those things. Also, Gemini is the sign that rules short distance travel. Like I said, this is movement. So this would be a great time to take a quick little road trip, you know, a little weekend outing, you know. This will be a great time just to get away real quick, to really move. You know, Mars rules vehicles, Mars rules cars, and Gemini rules short-term travel and commute. So this would be the perfect time for a little road trip. And small things like that will help you open up your mind and help you open up your perspective to put you in alignment with whatever path that you're supposed to be going on right now. So another aspect of this energy with Mars being in Gemini, once again, this, like I said, this is the energy of defending yourself. This is also an energy of speaking up and speaking your truth and saying how you feel. And Gemini rules marketing. Gemini is communication as well. So I feel like during this time, you're going to see a lot of people really fired up on social media, putting their opinions out there, saying what they think, saying how they feel. And I feel like it can be a great thing if we stay in that open-minded energy, but it also can be a lot to take in, because like I said, Mars is a fast-moving planet and Gemini is a fast-moving sign. So, you know, it can be a whole lot to take in. So once again, with this energy, just make sure you have grounding practices in place. I'm also going to upload a link to one of my favorite grounding meditations, and later on in the year I plan on having our own meditation sessions, recording our own specifically for Tribe for us to use. But as of right now, I'm gonna link some of my favorite meditations. These are going to be so instrumental in being able to calm your mind, because with Mars in Gemini, your mind is gonna be all over the place, and you're gonna have to be able to focus in order to take advantage of this energy and make this energy work for you. Another great way to incorporate this energy would be to be working with your hands. So do something that has to do with working with your hands. So if you like knitting, if you like painting, if you like writing, if you like crocheting, any activity that you can do with your hands, and a Rubik's Cube will be a really good way to use some of that mental energy this time if you just want to blow some time off. But yes, activities that have to do with your hands right now would be a really good thing to do, because Gemini rules the hands in medical astrology. So So working with your hands would be really good right now. Also, doing sports that require hand-eye coordination. So fencing, tennis, archery, basketball, baseball, any sport that requires hand-eye coordination would be really good ways to channel this Mars and Gemini energy as well. So we can expect a fit. So with this energy, we can expect a very strong desire to act on ideas and to launch new business products and to speak up and to exchange and receive information. So March and April are going to be busy months. Make sure that you're prepared for this energy. And like I said, if you're a business owner, start a new marketing campaign, launch a new section of your business, rebrand, just really put yourself out there, because you never know who you might meet. Gemini also rules networking. So yes, this will be a great time to network. Okay, so now that I've given you guys a little bit of an overview of how this energy is going to feel and how this energy is going to be affecting us, let me tell you that. Okay, so let's go over some key aspects that Mars is going to be making in the month of March. That's a lot of M's. Okay, so on the 18th of March, Mars is sextile Chiron in Aries. So Mars in Gemini is sextile in Chiron in Aries on March 18th. Now, what this is telling me, that this is going to be a very healing, transformational energy on a physical and mental level, because Mars is the self, and Gemini is the mind. So this will be a great time to start therapy, to join support groups and talk to people about issues in regards to yourself that you feel like you may not have dealt with yet. This will be a great time to start anything like that, because the planets are going to support this healing. So I feel like on a collective level, we may also see the world start taking a collective action towards healing a wound that we know that we've had for a while. I'm excited to see how this one is going to manifest on a collective level. But yeah, on a physical level, this is going to be a great time to really focus on healing yourself. Okay, so next, another very important transit, and this one starts on the 13th of March and it goes all the way through the 24th of March, is Mars trining Saturn. Oh, y'all, I'm so happy to see this aspect, because Mars and Saturn have been at odds for a while. Saturn is in Aquarius, Mars was in Taurus, and like I said, they were squaring off at the beginning of the year, and Mars and Saturn had some really tough aspects. They had three really tough squares in Capricorn in 2020. So I'm glad to finally see Mars and Saturn finally on the same page again. Now, this Mars and Saturn is going to give us the boost that we need to be in order to be able to fulfill any strenuous projects that require a lot of mental stimulation and focus. So this trine is going to give us the energy that we need to see things through the end. And these are anything that requires mental focus, mental and intellectual stamina. Saturn is giving us the energy to see these things through. So this is a great time to start studying something and to dive head first into a new concept or a new theory, like astrology, like you guys are here. Like I said, this is the perfect time to get started on these classes, because these the planets are supporting having the stamina and the openness to be able to receive all of this information in and to make it benefit you. Now, the final aspect that I'm going to talk about is on March 28th, which is Mars conjunct the North Node. Now, the North Node right now is in Gemini. So with Mars conjunct the North Node, this is going to give us a very idea of where we are headed collectively. The North Node is where we're aspiring to. It's what we're moving towards. And since the North Node is in Gemini, this is an energy of working together. It's the energy of learning. It's the energy of being adaptable. It's the energy of being to communicate. You know, this is mutable energy. So this is a really just transformational time, and it really is giving you a little preview of where this energy is taking us. Right now we're opening up to learning. So once we open up to learning and we take those things into our consciousness, then we move on to the next stage of evolution. So yes, this is going to be a time where you are going to be excited to meet new people. You're going to want to socialize and to network, and the planets say, go ahead, honey, because there's some stuff out there that you need to learn and some stuff out there that you need to see. Okay, so those that's the energy forecast for this Mars in Gemini transit. Now, let's go ahead and get into how it's going to be affecting each zodiac sign particularly. And let's start with the sign of Aries. Now for Aries, this Mars in Gemini transit is going to be hitting you in your 3rd house. And Mars generally rules your 1st house. So this transit hitting you in your 3rd house of communication, that means if you have a Gemini not a Gemini rising, if you have an Aries rising or you are an Aries sun, then you can expect for a lot of communication to be coming in within the month of March and in the month of April. You can expect to be collaborating with a lot of people, and you can expect some changes on your physical a physical level as well, because like I said, Mars rules your 1st house of self. This is definitely like road trip energy. This is road trip energy. So you may be going on a short distance trip. One thing I will say for Aries rising and for Aries sun, make sure that you ground yourself, because with this energy hitting you in your 1st house, which is ruled by Aries, which is ruled by Mars, and in your 3rd house, which is ruled by Gemini, this is hitting you directly. So you don't want to be moving too fast, because if you move too fast, this is the type of energy where you can really hurt yourself in like a car accident, because you know Mars rules cars and Gemini rules road trips. So just make sure you're grounding yourself and make sure that you're taking that time to really be able to focus your mind so that you can be effective in the way that you're executing these amazing ideas that you have that are coming to you so fast. Okay, so let's move on to Taurus. So for Taurus, this transit is hitting you in your 2nd house of values and finances, and Mars generally rules your 12th house. So this is the house of the exchange of money, money coming in, money going out. So this is very treat yourself energy. So just make sure you don't go overboard in regards to treating yourself. But this is also really good energy to start things. So if you wanted to sign a new lease or get a new car or sign a new contract, this will be a really good time to sign those types of things. This will be a really good time to embark on any type of business ventures. So starting new revenues of income, and also since it's hitting you in your 12th house, income and business ventures that align with your spiritual values. The 12th house is spirituality, the 2nd house is values. So as long as you're starting things that align with your spiritual values, then this is going to be a really transformational energy for you that's going to help you really take this the next steps forward into this Aquarian age, this new stage that we're all moving into in life. Okay, so next, Gemini. So for Geminis, this transit is hitting you in your first house, and Mars generally rules your 11th house. So Geminis, as a person, you are going to be feeling fired up. You're going to be feeling energized, ready to put yourself out there, ready to go for everything that you feel like you own and you feel like you deserve, ready to learn, ready to explore. And then with it hitting you, Mars ruling your 11th house, the 11th house is the house that rules your friends and your social circles and the people who you are around by choice. So Gemini, this is a really good energy to start meeting new people, to start branching out, to start exploring, to start launching a new business product, or it maybe even to start teaching, you know. And since it's in your first house, this is also a really good time to work on your body, to work on your fitness, you know. Just make sure you're taking care of yourself, because the more you take care of yourself, then the better quality of social interactions you're going to attract to yourself, okay? Yes, I like that energy for Gemini. Okay, so next, Cancer. So for Cancers, this is going to be hitting, this transit is going to be hitting you in the 12th house, and Mars generally rules your 10th house. So for Cancers, the 12th house rules Pisces. The 10th house is about your career, your legacy. So pay attention to your dreams at this time, Cancer. You may be getting a lot of information in on your dreams. Also, this tells me that you may need to put in some more schedules and some more structures in regard to your spirituality. That'll help you move forward. And also, this energy, if you do that, then this energy may help you elevate and really get past some of those mental blocks that you may have. So self-sabotaging, imposter syndrome, guilt, shame, all of those things are really subconscious. Those will be things that will lie in the 12th house. So since this Mars and Gemini energy is transiting your 10th and 12th houses, I would definitely say this would be a really good time to focus on implementing some structures into your spiritual practices, because those things will help you release those burdens and really move into the next phase of your life free and light, and just be ready to accept everything that's coming to you. Okay, so Leo. So for Leo, this transit is hitting you in the 11th house, and Mars generally rules your 9th house. So with this transit, this tells me that you may be meeting a new group of friends, or joining new social groups or social circles that will help you change your philosophy on life and to help you see things differently. You know, the 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is the philosopher. And the 11th house rules Aquarius. Like I said, your social network, the people who you are around by choice. So yes, this will be a great time to join new groups, to join book clubs, to join any type of social event that or social group that stimulates you intellectually, because with this Mars and Gemini, this information is going to be so beneficial to you. It's going to help you evolve your philosophy on life and really shift into your next stage of life and help you with things that are going to benefit you, you know. Okay, so Virgo, let's move on to Virgo. So for Virgo, this transit is going to be hitting you in your 10th house. And Mars generally rules your 8th house. So that tells me oh, excuse me. Whew. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me drink some tea. Like I said, when that Mars and Gemini energy gets going, my mind just be going and going and going. And then my throat chakra be like, wait. That's why I gotta make sure I take care of myself. Okay, so for Virgo, So this energy tells me that it can tell me one of two things. One, if you really take this time to do your shadow work and work on those psychological blockages, the things that you struggle with in the dark that nobody really knows about, because you know the 8th house is the house of the occult, it's the house of death, rebirth, transformation, it's the house that's ruled by Scorpio, it's also the house of mental health. So this is telling me if you do that work on that level, that then it can impact your career and really shift your career into your next stage, whatever your career is evolving into. Also, the 8th house rules shared resources. So there could be some type of shift in shared resources that affects your career. But whatever 8th house issues that you're going to be dealing with, I would definitely say really work on those 8th house issues and clearing up those 8th house issues, and really getting that clarity and clearing out the shadow and really working on integrating that shadow into your everyday life will really benefit your legacy and your career in the long term. Because remember, the 10th house is the highest point, that's the midheaven in your chart, and that's your highest aspiration, that's your legacy in life. So yeah, this is a great time to start shifting your legacy. That's really transformational energy. Okay, so Libra. So for Libras, this transit is hitting you in your 9th house, and Mars generally rules your 7th house. So with the 9th and 7th houses, this tells me that you're going to get you're going to come into contact with some relationships that are going to change your philosophy on life and your philosophy on relationships. So Libras and Libra rising, you may meet someone new who changes the way that you look at relationships, or you may start to change your philosophy on life, and you changing that philosophy on life affects your relationships. Now remember, energy is it's dual. There's duality in energy. So if you change your philosophy to something bad and you say bitches ain't shit, fuck all bitches, you know, then that's gonna affect your relationship for worse. Or if you change your philosophy and say, you know, well, maybe I need to fix this and look within myself to figure out what I need to work, then that'll change your philosophy in your relationships for better. But just know that you changing your philosophy is going to be directly correlated with the way that your romantic relationships change. Because remember, this is 7th house, so this is close relationships, this is business partnerships, this is romantic partnerships, it's those types of relationships. Also, the 7th house is the house of reflection. So yeah, this is really going to be working on your philosophy and the way that you see yourself and the way that you project yourself onto other people. All right, so Scorpio. So for Scorpio and Scorpio rising, this transit is going to be hitting you in your 8th house, and Mars generally rules your 6th house. Now for Scorpio, this can really be some it can possibly be some, it's going to be intense energy. Let's just say that. That's the word I'm looking for. Intense. Because Mars is the co-ruler of the sign of Scorpio. And with Mars being in Gemini, that's communication. That's a lot of fast-moving energy. Well, when that fast-moving energy is moving through your 8th house, then that means your mind could be racing, and a lot of things that you may have not wanted to deal with, like subconscious, shadowy type issues, those things, if you have been stuffing those things down, then they're definitely going to start coming up now, and you're going to have to start dealing with those things now. But one way that you can channel that energy is through service. So for example, if you're dealing with, you know, some type of psychological battle or some type of mental battle, it one way that'll help you channel that energy and really shift that energy for positive is, number one, dealing with changing your daily habits and changing your daily lifestyle, and then also showing up in service of other people. So just by sharing that type of information, or sharing what you may be doing to cope with it, you know, sharing and being of service in regards to those areas, that's going to give you transformation and really help you shift into your next level. Also, you may be called to be of service more in regards to shared resources and shared finances. So you might have to come to your partner's aid and help your partner out, or help your partner come up with a strategy in regards to those resources. Like I said, this energy, it's polar. It can go left or right. So the way that you work with this energy, it'll reflect how this energy shows up in your life. But just know those 8th house topics like death and rebirth, it's a major opportunity for you to transform in that area, and that area is going to help you shift, and it's going to help you transform in the way that you serve, and in your daily lifestyle, and your habits, and your routines, and the way that you show up in the world. Okay, so next, Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. So for Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising, this is hitting you in this transit is hitting in the 7th house, and Mars generally rules your 5th house. So with the 7th and 5th houses, have some fun, Sagittarius. Yes, this is some really good energy for Sagittarius. So with your 5th house ruling the house of fun, house of creativity, house of children and your inner child, and the 7th house ruling the house of partnership, romantic relationship, business relationships. This tells me that this is a great time to have some fun and reconnect with your inner child, and that's going to really strengthen your relationships. So you may meet somebody in a romantic relationship that just reminds you how to have fun, that you can really have fun with, laugh with, open up with, you know, let loose with. This is really great energy. So if you're a Sagittarius, rising, this is a really good time to start dating. Since Mars is in Gemini, this might be a good time to start like internet dating. What is it called? Online dating, speed dating. Do something fun, and you doing something fun may lead to you finding some really good partnerships, or really opening up to being ready for some really intimate and beneficial and fun partnerships. That's great energy for Sagittarius. So next, Capricorn. So for Capricorn and Capricorn rising, this transit is hitting you in the 6th house, and Mars generally rules your 4th house. So this is telling me that this is going to affect the way that you show up in service, in your household, and in your family. So at this time, there may be a lot of changes in the way that you communicate with your family, or in the ways that you may be called to show up in service in regards to your household and in regards to your family. So maybe the dynamics in your family is changing, you know, and maybe you work less, so now you can be at home more, or maybe you work more, you know, and now you have to be at home less. The way that you're going to show up in service in your family is definitely going to change. And it's going to involve communication as well. So just make sure that you save space for your family. Make sure you really value your family, and make sure you're really showing up and being an active participant in your household, and that's going to help you shift your energy into this next stage of evolution and development. Because I see a lot of Capricorns, and Capricorn energy has a lot to do with your family and the way you view family, and your emotional habits and your relationships. That's going to be a major area of focus in development in regards to Capricorns in the next coming years. So let's move on to Aquarius. So Aquarius and Aquarius rising. So this transit is hitting you in your 5th house, and Mars generally rules your 3rd house. So Aquarius, this would be a great time for you to communicate in a way that's fun for you. So if you do poetry, if you do music, if you know, any type of way that you can express yourself and have fun expressing yourself, this would be a great time to do that. So hosting a class, going live on Facebook, you know, some type of way where you can communicate and you find pleasure, and it interacts with your inner child. This is great energy for that, and you opening up to that is going to help you shift into the energy that's beneficial for you. So that's great energy for Aquarius. Also, like I said, be creative. 3rd house is creativity, so this is a great time to dive into art, music. You know, this is the time to just really get in that Aquarius mode and zone out and have fun. Let the sun shine in. Like the 5th Dimension song, Age of Aquarius, let the sun shine in. Okay, and finally, Pisces. So Pisces, this is going to be hitting you. This transit is hitting you in your 4th house and in your 2nd house. So this is telling me that there is going to be a lot of energy and communication in the areas of family, home, lineage, generation, and all of that energy in the house is going to affect your resources, and it's also going to affect your values and the things that you find important. So this would be a really good time to connect with your family. This would be a really good time to work on your household. So if you were going to do household improvements, investing in your house right now would definitely help you financially. It may open up more financial opportunities for you. But also, this energy is calling for you to change what you value in your household. And I know a lot of Pisces going through this energy right now. So maybe at one point in time, you know, you value having a big house, and you value, you know, having a lot of people around, and now you may value your solitude, and you may value just being by yourself, you know. So the changes and the different things that you're implementing in your household are going to directly affect your values. And I've seen lots of Pisces are shifting so much right now, especially since we just shifted out of the Piscean age into the Aquarius age. Like, Pisces are shifting at a rapid pace. So make sure you're paying attention to your family. Make sure you value your family, and make sure you're taking care of home, okay? All right, so that's what I have for all of you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, like I said, leave them in the comments. Hopefully you can use this Mars in Gemini energy to push your endeavors forward, to network, and just to really, like I said, elevate you. This is one of the only times during the year where we don't have any planets in retrograde. So this is the time to move forward. So you already got your orders. You know what you're supposed to be focusing on. So let's get to it. See you guys on the other side, and until the next video. Peace. See y'all later. Bye.